I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title.
Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on.
Jake Paul's triumph over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. elicited conflicting responses from the boxing community. Jake did his thing and outboxed Chavez Jr. was the tweet sent by Ryan Garcia. Jake performed admirably, according to Shane Mosley, who said he moved well and put up a fierce battle. Additionally, he lambasted Chavez Jr., termed his actions strange, and said it was time for him to quit. Similar opinions were expressed by other spectators and commentators, who were impressed with Jake's development but questioned Julio's commitment and prospects in the sport following such a lackluster performance.
Jake Paul fought a great fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches, and for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches in 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can't, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just living off. Basically, you're living off your father's name. Yeah. That's basically what you do, because you didn't even fight until the last round, maybe last two rounds, and threw some punches, and you had some success when you threw some punches.
Piers Morgan slammed Jake Paul's latest boxing match, calling it an unwatchable farce, and claiming, "I had a better fight with Jake Paul on Thursday." He criticized Paul for staging boring bouts against aging fighters, accusing him of damaging the sport while profiting massively. Despite the backlash, Jake's win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. earned him unexpected respect from within the boxing world. Rising contender Rayo Valenzuela praised Jake's performance in a brief interview, saying he did his thing and looked sharp throughout the fight. Most notably, Rayo stated that Jake deserves to be ranked among the top 15 to 20 fighters in his division, a bold endorsement from an active pro. This recognition marks a turning point in Jake Paul's boxing career. No longer seen as just a YouTuber stepping into the ring for spectacle, Jake is beginning to be taken seriously as a legitimate contender based on actual performance and growth within the sport.
To the fight. Oh, great fight. Julio's back after all he's been through, so I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, especially through when life throws at you sometimes. But it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He's doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Do you think he's ready to fight maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure. Yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here, in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he wants, or he can have another fight like this. Fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah.
After seeing Jake defeat Julio Benavides Sr., David Benavides's father and trainer, Jose Benavides Sr., added to the growing outpouring of support by expressing his high approbation of Jake's performance. Damn! He praised Jake's appearance and even hinted at a potential future bout between Jake Paul and his own son, David Benavides. He highlighted that Jake is now deserving of the chance to compete for a global championship. This remark, which comes from someone who has taught top-tier talent, which marks a shift in how experts see Jake not just as entertainment, but as a real rival.
I think Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title. He proved it today with the ex-world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez
that I mean, he dominated and he did really good.
What did you think of Chavez's performance? Early on, he didn't throw a lot, and then towards the end, he had some moments. Were you disappointed in Chavez?
Well, I thought, you know, he was going to try to get Jake Paul a little tired. He was blocking and taking all his shots, but I think he just got tired, you know, and couldn't execute it. So Jake Paul did a great job.
After Jake's triumph, boxing analyst Showbiz, the adult, who is renowned for his incisive observations and in-depth knowledge of the sport, also offered his thoughts. He believes that Jake has made much more progress than most people are ready to acknowledge. Many fans, he claimed, continued to underestimate Jake due to his upbringing, while ignoring his technical advancements and increased IQ. Showbiz claims that Jake now has the unmistakable timing, self-control, and discipline. Hype is no longer the only factor. It has to do with skill.
I looked at Jake. I was saying, thank you, Jake. Yep, I was saying, thank you, Jake. A lot. The thing is, not to say that because he beat a 6-year-old Mike Tyson that, you know, that impressed me with. What I'm saying is you couldn't really see everything that Jake possessed in that fight. He has gotten way better. I saw him training, and I'm like, the guy is good. He messed around and got good. You don't like Zurdo fight? Zurdo looked. I mean, that was one of the best I've seen, but the best times I've seen him. No, Zurdo won this clear to me. Don't forget that was a point deduction. $115, $113. I mean, $113, $112. $117, $110. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo, bro. I mean, Zurdo was making a miss, and Zurdo was really. I was impressed by his defense.
The fight felt quite one-sided, as evidenced by ringside comments. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was unable to make a serious attack, and Jake Paul dominated from the first several rounds. In actuality, as evidenced by videos that have gone viral online, Jake's footwork, jab control, and physical conditioning kept him ahead of Julio the entire time. In addition to outworking Julio, observers observed that Jake displayed the composure of someone who knew exactly what he was supposed to do. Jake maintained his composure the entire time and won the battle, not just physically, but also mentally.
Jake Paul has defeated Chavez Jr. right? This fight, Chavez got active in them last 3 rounds and he really showed his power. But throughout most of the fight and throughout those first 5 or 6 rounds, right, most of us were saying, is Chavez here to fight or not? Because he was not throwing very much at all. And then you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired because he's not used to going 10 rounds. And then maybe in those last couple rounds you could get him. But Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on. He looked well even in the final 3 rounds when Chavez was pouring it on enough to get over the top. I'd say it's impressive considering Chavez Jr. is a former champion for Jake Paul. Probably going to get a title shot soon. My question to y'all is, what did y'all think of the fight? When Chavez first came out, man, I'm like, he's not throwing. Jake Paul looked really active. I go, when is Chavez going to throw? Then Chavez began to throw, and you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired and then try to beat him down the stretch, right? Which I think that was the strategy. But Paul proven to hang on, and Chavez goes down in this one. So guys, what do y'all think about the fight? What do you think about Jake Paul's performance, and can he get a title shot?
The post-fight press conference, Jake Paul exuded the same confidence he had shown in the ring. He gave respect to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., calling him a tough opponent and commending the proud Mexican fighting spirit. Still, Jake didn't shy away from addressing critics who had questioned his durability and doubted his chin. Actions speak louder than words, he stated, sending a clear message to those who predicted he wouldn't last. For Jake, this win was more than just another fight. It was personal. It was about proving his growth as a boxer and showing he's more than just a celebrity chasing attention. Many saw him as an outsider, but this bout marked a pivotal moment. In his boxing journey, Jake silenced the noise and earned respect, not just with his performance, but with his resilience. He walked away with more than a victory. He walked away with validation and a place in serious boxing conversations. FULL Staja Jake. Paul's dominant win over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. silenced many critics, including Piers Morgan, who had previously questioned Jake's legitimacy as a boxer. Before the fight, Piers expressed skepticism, pointing out that Jake had never faced a seasoned professional in his prime. He suggested Jake's rise was more about spectacle than skill. However, Jake remained unfazed by the doubt, stating that reputations mean little, performance is what counts. True to his word, Jake delivered in the ring. His victory over Chavez Jr., a former world champion, showcased not only his physical evolution, but also his mental resilience and tactical maturity. It was a calculated, composed performance that proved he belongs in the boxing world. For skeptics like Piers, the outcome was undeniable. Jake isn't just chasing headlines, he's chasing greatness. With this win, he made it clear he's serious about the sport, turning doubters into reluctant believers and firmly establishing himself as a true competitor.
It's between you and Cesar Chavez Jr. tonight. Now, in round 9, the heat really turned up. Did you feel the Mexican power that he promised, or do you feel like he didn't perform the way you thought that he would?
No, yeah, he brought a hard fight there at the end, and that's that Mexican warrior style. I don't know how he was eating all those punches, to be honest. And my hands low-key hurt from his face, and so respect to him. He had good cardio, and he came on strong at the end. He's a very, very strong guy, had a lot of power, but people underestimate my chin and my ability and my toughness.
Jake, Jonathan Agger of Pro Boxing Fans. During the week, you had a viral interview with Piers Morgan where he said that he didn't think that you would beat Chavez. He felt like when you fight a former world champion, you'll come unstuck. What did you prove to not only him but other people that have criticised you?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words, so people can sit behind their desks and sit on their TV shows and say a lot of things about my career, but everyone's tuning in, everyone's watching, and I just continue to win.
And you mentioned Anthony Joshua. Does it end there? Would you want to bring Tyson Fury out of retirement?
Man, there's too many people for me to fight. I need more time. At the end of the day, that's the only thing I can't do is create more time. So we'll see what happens.
YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to you're going to make a ton of money. Listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crushed the numbers, crushed the money and everything else. But the idea that you can say on the one hand, I'm a killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson. I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Borland, Andre August, undefeated fighters. The list goes
but what
on
great
and on.
boxer have you been in the ring with?
Former world champion on Saturday, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., son of the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, besides me, of course. Like, I don't know what you guys want to see. I tried to fight Canelo. He ducked out of it. You asked him about that. You said he's going to kill me. So what do you want, Piers? You're laughing when you say, oh, Jake is going to fight Canelo. I think you would kill him. But then you're like, oh, you're not fighting this guy. You're the problem here with this whole situation and criticism of my career. I'm trying to fight the best people, and that's why Chavez is here on Saturday. I want Canelo. I want Anthony Joshua. I want all these people. It's been 5 years in this sport.
But the problem is the only proper boxer you fought was Tommy Fury, and he beat you. And he's not even the best. He's not even the best fighter in his family.
Golden Gloves champion Andre August, Brian Borland as well. Anderson Silva was an undefeated boxer. I mean, you can sit there and make up shit, but you actually don't know your facts. I fought multiple boxers with professional records, and including Mike Tyson himself, who I think is going to be a harder fight than Chavez.
Now, one huge advantage of having money is he can hire the best team in the world. He can have the best things possible. Like, he's got a hyperbaric chamber in his home, but he's got the best kind of chamber. This is helping him with recovery. Normal fighters can't afford to do this. So because of this, he's got that advantage. Now, you might be thinking, well, him getting in a hyperbaric chamber for recovery is not going to help him be a better boxer. Well, my friend, let me tell you, it is. And the reason why it is, if you think you've done a hard boxing training session and you've got another one the next day because fighters train like once, twice, even 3 times a day, you're going to recover faster. If you recover faster, what happens? You perform better on the next session. So let's just say an average boxer is progressing like this because they're not recovering properly. Jake Paul is recovering and progressing like this. We've seen how fast he has progressed, whether you like him or not. He's come from 0 boxing experience to where he's at now. Now, you might be saying, well, Tony, he's fighting old men. Oh, mate. Just look at who Floyd Mayweather fought on his 6th fight, then look at who Jake fought on his 6th fight, and just see here the comparisons right there. Now, back to the money. Having that money, he's doing hyperbaric chambers. He's got the best sports scientists, the best trainers around. And if I was still fighting right now and I couldn't afford what Jake's got, what I would be doing is watching what he's doing. Now, you might think that is absolutely crazy. Why would I want to watch Jake Paul? Well, because like I said, he's got the best equipment, he's got the best trainers, he's got the best team that money can buy. If you can take snippets of that for in your training, you know, he's doing something right.